This is Jonathan Browne with Project Casting, and you're tuned in to SUAVV Sessions.
All right, so Jonathan, tell me about you. How did you get into the entertainment industry? How did you get into the Hollywood world? How did it all start?
Yeah, of course. Sorry, right when they start.
So the moment you start talking.
They're like right out the door too. All right. My name is Jonathan Browne. I'm the CEO and founder of Project Casting. Essentially what we are is a job board for the film industry. So if you're an aspiring actor, model, or content creator, you can find jobs on our platform. On the flip side of that, if you're a company and you're looking for talent, you could also find that on Project Casting. I started the company about a little over 10 years ago. I graduated from college and I couldn't find a job. The first person and the only person that gave me a job during that time, during the housing crisis, was Tyler Perry Studios. I was lucky enough to be a background actor. Yeah. And they put me right in front of the camera. Oh, man. I was so nervous. Like, I'm sitting there trying to take my.
Wait, what show was it?
House of Pain. You could probably still find it somewhere. So I'm sitting right in front of the camera. I'm nervous. They had me sitting at a table with a cup on it, and I'm shaking the table, and it's making noise. Tyler Perry comes up to me, and he's like, "Hey, man, chill out." But that was fun. And I started getting more opportunities, and I felt as though if I'm getting all these opportunities, the least I can do is help people and share them with them. So that's what started Project Casting. Started off simply as a blog, and with the main goal and focus is to help people get the jobs of their dreams. So that's been our commitment.
Nice.
And we've worked on since then.
Nice. And I think that's like the big thing with actors is knowing what's there, what opportunities are possible, what jobs are out there. A lot of times you find out things at the last minute. If your agent isn't great, you probably don't find out until like the day of.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of different casting websites that you just feel like you really have no shot at getting the actual job you're applying for.
For sure. And I
so
agree
how did
with
you
that.
differentiate that?
I agree with that. And I think what is inherently a problem in the industry and what we try to work on is that it's built to be exclusive, right? So either you have to pay to sign up for a platform and pay for every audition, or you have to get a talent agent who's then going to require you to pay for a platform and all of these different things. We wanted to do things a little bit differently, and we wanted to democratize the way people get hired in the film industry. So we make it set up so you can sign up for free. There's no cost. You can create a profile, upload your photos, upload your videos, and apply for one job per day at no cost. We believe that there should be no restrictions to achieving your dreams, whether it's financial or experience. And we want to give people the opportunity. Because I remember, I probably saw this post like on Facebook, but every job I applied to 10 years ago was you need experience to get the job, and you can't get the job without experience. So it's like, how do you break in? And the entertainment industry is no different. And I made sure to try and continue with that by giving more opportunities to more people.
Yeah. And I think that's it's the tricky part of going into, especially the entertainment world. Like, they want to see reels, they want to see like resume, they want to see the jobs that you've worked. But if no one has given you a shot at getting a job, you're not working. So it's just acting classes, hopefully, that you have on your resume. Hopefully you've been able to do some kind of a seminar where you can actually get something from it. But it's hard to get that foot in the door when it comes to the opportunities. So the fact that you have a platform that allows people to upload photos, videos, and apply to a single casting every day for the hungry, that's everything. Like that's 30 jobs a month that they can put their face on.
Yeah, and we like that. While there's some people that say, well, why don't you make it a limited job applications? We think that if you prioritize on that one job that you really want, it increases your chances. So when we were
Yeah.
building the platform, we got feedback from casting directors and producers, and they said, I'm getting 500 submissions for 2 parts, right? Um, we don't want you to be seen as spam, right? We don't want
Yeah.
your submission to, fall through the cracks. So we think by making it very one job allows you to focus on what you're really interested in, and it shows the companies, hey, this person's serious because they took their only opportunity that they can have and apply for it. So uh, we appreciate that and we like that, and our goal is just to foster a new generation of entertainers. I think recently there was a report, I think it was a McKinsey consulting company report, that found that Hollywood studios are losing $30 billion a year by not hiring, casting, and making diverse stories, by only
Yeah.
focusing on maybe a majority demographic, but missing subgenres, some cultures. You're leaving money on the table. And that's why we believe so wholeheartedly on our mission, giving everyone the opportunity to act, everyone an opportunity to succeed, and ultimately provide food for their family, which is so important for everyone, no matter where you come from.
Yeah, I mean that's the ultimate goal. Um, when you have streaming platforms now, and you're working with them as well. You have streaming platforms that are out that are taking on more of the diverse roles and more of the diverse movies and a lot of black owned productions. When you see that, do you feel that that is more what we're striving to, or is that just where the opportunity is at the moment? So that's what we're taking advantage of.
I definitely see that the streamings, the social media networks, and those platforms right now are the future of entertainment, because it's giving everyone the opportunity to tell their story, craft it, and then share it with the world. Uh, you
Yeah.
know, and with that, if you're an aspiring creative, I tell everyone, hey, don't wait for someone to hire you. Don't beg
Yeah.
for a job. Go out there, start making content, building your reels, building your community, because 30 years ago, it was all about who you know. Now it's about how many people know you. So there's a value in social
Yeah.
currency that happens when you post on social media. Um, Quinta Brunson, Issa Rae started off on Quinta Brunson started on Vine. Issa Rae started on YouTube, and now there's some of the
Mhm.
biggest Hollywood Black entertainers out there. I tell every filmmaker, hey, start now. Don't wait for opportunities, because opportunities will come to you as long as you are prepared.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And corny ideas become big deals. So it's you have to take those corny ideas and be like, this is stupid, but let's do it
Yeah, yeah,
and
you
see what
never know.
happens with it.
And I always tell people, like, TikTok. I know it's going through its motions right now, but what I like about that platform is that you can post a lot and you can see what hits, right? You can see what
Yeah.
audience connects to your voice. So uh, you know, when I was a kid, it was only the TV channels that you can watch on TV to get the entertainment, and you were stuck to those kind of narratives. Now, if you're a teenager, you can search on YouTube and find your community, find that social group that may not exist in where you come from, and that only comes through entertainment and these creators creating and not waiting for a big studio to finance their dreams. So
Yeah.
I like where entertainment's going. I see it over time becoming more personalized, especially with AI. And yeah, I'm really excited for what leads next in the next 10, 20 years.
Yeah. And I love what you're doing with your platform because it's not just the people in front of the camera that you're working with. You're also finding jobs for people behind the camera. So like graphers and set design artists, like all that kind of stuff. You're also plugging those opportunities for them as well.
Yeah, yeah.
So
We find that the interests of people in the entertainment space is really diverse. It's not like a corporate system where you start in HR and you finish your career in HR. If you go to
yeah,
film school, you're constantly going through different job roles. You may be directing one production and you're a grip the next. And we believe that same type of job economy or the job marketplace needs to reside within project casting. If you're an actor one day, hey, what's stopping you from being a production assistant the next? As long as we have a community or place to find entertainment careers, I think anyone that's in entertainment will find project casting a home.
Yeah, that's. I mean, that's. It's great because you have that idea or the conversation when you're in, or I was in LA rather. So I
Mhm.
was out there for 2 years. Went out there to kind of pursue acting, see if I wanted to really put my life into that. Um,
Mhm.
but you find that there's so many people working on the back end of a movie. So you get to that list of credits, like the list of jobs that people aren't thinking about or aren't focused on when it comes to movie making, and number of those people who live in the Hollywood Hills and live in Beverly Hills, and like they're making a lot of money and they're getting Oscars. You're trying to figure out who these people are. Those are the ones who have these jobs that you don't necessarily think about, and most people looking at the industry don't even know they exist.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember I used to work on set, and there was a assistant director. He worked on one TV show a year. It was 3 months out the time, and he took 9 months vacation. And I was like, "How do you do it?" Well, he's like, "Well, you just see how much I get paid for every episode, and then the residuals on top of that." So it made me realize that there's more jobs to being financially successful than being in front of the camera. I do think
Yeah,
that, you know, with social media and TV and news, it's always the main A-list actors that you hear about and you aspire to be. But I think there's opportunities behind the camera. Cinematography is so important. Grips, camera operators, production assistants,
yeah.
producers. A lot of those jobs are so instrumental, and you don't really notice because they're not in front of the camera. So I agree with you there.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy when you really put that concept together. What do you want? I mean, I know the ultimate objective is to get people exposed to the industry and be able to find the jobs they're looking for, to be able to follow their dreams. Um, what does the what do the studios get because of your company being involved in helping them with that casting? Does it take the place of um, different casting directors and agencies? Like, are you bumping heads with anyone in the industry when it comes to this?
I'll be honest, like our initial vision was to disrupt the industry. But we feel as
Okay,
though,
perfect.
you know, that was our initial goal and what our intention was. But we realized that there's a lot of diverse needs and wants in the industry. You know, talking to
Yeah.
a major rap artist, right? His wants and needs for his music video are very different than, let's say, like a Marvel casting director. So trying to meet everyone everywhere where they are is what we're trying to do and what we're accomplishing. What
Yeah.
does the studio get that with our platform? You get access to diverse voices, diverse stories, and diverse user base, right? So you go to some other platforms, it's very localized, it's very everyone kind of looks the same, acts the same. That's good if you're looking for a very cookie cutter type of project. But if you're looking for
Hmm.
more diverse stories, and like I said earlier, it's $30 billion left every year in the film industry by not telling diverse stories and not casting. So we want to be that platform to help people as well. But also alongside of that, one of the things that we are really striving to work on is helping people make money, right? So uh, initially, we talked about how you can apply for a job and hopefully someone hires you. But what if we created a platform where you can start selling your services? Maybe listing your house as a place for filming, or maybe you have
Wow.
experience being a photographer and you want to give it a shot and want to try it out and sell it. Those are some of the things that we're thinking about and considering implementing in the near future as not only a place for you to find jobs, but also a place for you to sell your services to ultimately make money, to maybe even finance your projects in the future. So we want to be that
Wow.
ecosystem, that one-stop shop for all voices and all places to, you know, hopefully make money, make your dreams come true.
Yeah, that's cool. That's really cool. When it comes to, again, not having experience, someone says, I want to try my foot in voiceovers because you have that option on there as well. What's advice that you give people who are coming in as a starter, like as you're fresh into the game, but you want to come in and try this, so that you're not wasting the time of yourself and of the people that you're submitting yourself to? What's advice you would give them to do this the right way?
Well, first step, sign up for Project Casting. That'll be the first one. But outside of that, don't wait, don't hesitate, go to market, start creating content. If you envision yourself as a voiceover actor, create videos of your voice. Create your voice in different characters, different ranges. Create a portfolio so that people can visit and watch and learn and decide, hey, I want this person in my next project. Along with that, social media. Again, social currency is so valuable. Being able to have followership or a community to say, hey, my audience engages with 90% of my content. I know if you cast me for a movie, you're going to achieve a 10-to-1 return on investment versus someone else. Those are numbers and figures that producers want to hear. I know art is all about entertainment and enjoying things, but you can't produce entertainment without making money. So it's important not to neglect that this is a business, and the producer is going to hire and cast and choose someone that's going to help their project financially succeed. So that's something else I talk to a lot of students about. Hey, it's a business. Market yourself, present yourself as if you are a business as well.
Yeah, this is really good, actually. You found something during the Hollywood strike that I don't think most people realized. The union actors were not working, but the non-union actors and models and backside workers, they were all working, and probably working more than what they would have been working had there not been a strike. I understand the goal for everyone is to go union, but is there a space where not being union and working in this industry makes sense?
That's a good question. And let me think a little bit about that one before I answer. But
yeah, don't get you in trouble.
yeah. One thing I learned with the strike is that I could work off of very little sleep because I was very stressed out during that time period. We lost 90% of our team because of the cost and drop in revenue, since productions and people that in the industry couldn't work. So I understand that sacrifice. A lot of actors did not make money during that period of time. And I talked to one person who got laid off, and they said in LA, it was the highest number of evictions on a single day than any other time period. So that speaks volumes of the power of unions. It speaks volumes on the collective capacity of people working together in order to achieve a higher common goal. But I think also it's important to note that for those that are not in the union, or those that are just getting started, or even if you're just having an idea, don't let the circumstances around you stop you from achieving your dreams. If I had to wait before everyone told me it's okay, you know what, it's time to go, you're good to go to get started, I'd still be struggling and still trying to figure things out. So, it's, yes, a union's beneficial. Yes, it can help you gain more opportunities and higher opportunities, but don't let something stop you from achieving your dreams and taking your career to the next level. It's a personal choice. You have to weigh the pros and cons, but do what's best ultimately for you, to help you, put food on the table for you and your family.
No, absolutely.
That was a good question, though.
That was a great answer. Like that, you did that one. That was good. You created a program, Levy AI, which is a screenwriting AI platform. I think when it comes to screenwriting, most of us have no idea what that is. We know that there's a script that comes out of something, but we don't know the steps to getting to final product. Like, we know somebody's writing a movie, we don't know the process of writing a movie. So why was this step in particular important when it came to screenwriting?
Yeah, so during the strike, our team was bare bones, and we were trying to figure out what to do. What would be the next step for our company with everything going on? And we kept hearing that AI is going to take over the industry. AI is going to replace everyone's jobs. So we explored it. We took up ChatGPT. We looked at OpenAI, and we found that it wasn't true. So AI tends to hallucinate a lot. It doesn't You ask it enough questions, they'll forget what it said. But during that time, we were able to create what is now the very first long form content generative AI, which is very long, but basically means if you put in a simple prompt, you can write long form content. So for example, with our screenwriting tool, our simple prompt takes 5 minutes to do. It'll generate about 80 pages worth of content into 10, 15 minutes, right? So we compare that to an average screenplay first draft. That takes 6 months to write by hand or manually or on a computer. With AI, it takes 15 minutes. That's a 99% increase in efficiency. So what does that mean? How does that impact the film industry? So a traditional movie way how it's made is there's a producer, someone pitches a story, a studio greenlights the story, a writer writes a script, maybe 6 months, 9 months down the line, they finish the script, it gets checked off, and then filming starts. Maybe there's some edits during filming, but you're looking about a year before it's greenlit to filming to production, unless you're Tyler Perry. He moves insanely fast. But
Insane.
With our AI tool, we think we can produce higher quality, more engaging stories by shortening that timeline down. So, for example, everyone's talking about like recent events. It would be really amazing if I could watch a movie about something that's happening recently now. So that is creating more engaging content, more interesting content, and just something that's more exciting to watch. You're not waiting a year before the buzz goes down before you watch a movie about it. But also with that, it allows for more diverse stories. If you wanted to become a screenwriter, you had to go to 4 years of college, maybe 2 to 4 years of film school, work as a PA, and move your way up. But what if your grandmother has a great, amazing story about meeting Martin Luther King? She didn't go to screenwriting school. Maybe she's the only, there's no one in the family that went to college and doesn't have those writing skills. Well, if she took the time to input her story into the form, a screenplay movie can be written about her story. I think that's amazing. That allows for more diverse stories, more authentic stories, more exciting stories that traditionally could not have been told. But with AI and technology, it's pushing the limits and allowing for more creative, engaging, and higher quality content to be produced.
So this is actually something that's great for someone who, again, is like trying to come into the industry, has an idea, doesn't really know how to map out that idea. So they can take that idea, put it into your platform, be returned a script in a 15-minute production, and then do that on YouTube or whatnot, put it up and start creating content.
Exactly.
That is like probably better than some content that comes out of a room full of people who write a script out that takes, again, 6 months.
Yeah. It's all about creating more diverse stories, and we're constantly training and fine-tuning our models and figuring out ways to produce higher quality content at scale for everybody. So even if you're a studio and you have certain type of demographics you want to hit, you could put that into our program and generate results in minutes instead of months. And I think that's worth celebrating and being excited for.
So you're technically like you're opening up the door of Hollywood to people who have experience, may not have much experience, but as long as they have a drive for it, they have an option now.
Exactly. And one thing that's very important to say, and a lot of feedback that we get, is that AI is going to replace jobs and replace people. The one thing that we've learned countless times through our experiments and our research and development is that it takes creative inputs to get amazing outputs. It takes human creativity and ideas and telling this character has wants, needs, and a secret, and all these different variables, and putting that into our form, and you'll get amazing outputs. Right now, AI can't do that. Doesn't understand human society or people, or it probably doesn't even understand what it's doing itself. It's just generating outputs. So there is a need for human creativity, and AI, at least today, isn't replacing it. So I think it's important to note that as well.
Yeah, I kind of see AI as like platforms that give you a great outline, and then
Mhm.
you have to go and like tweak that outline, and make that outline become something that you're happy with. But AI to me doesn't have a voice, and I
Mhm.
think that that's the distinct difference. It has very great um subjectivity to things, but there's not really a personality that comes with it. That's
Interesting
where
enough, we're working on something similar to that. So, say for example, you're already established screenwriter, and you have tons of works that you've worked on. We have planned
Mhm.
on allowing you to upload your scripts to fine tune a model that will have your unique voice, right? So it's not like cookie cutter content that's replaced. It'll have your unique styling, your unique pacing, your unique types of stories, so that you can focus more on the vision and less on the details. And I think that's something that's important. That
Wow.
right now, if you look at around the industry, AGI, general intelligence, all of these companies are trying to produce very generic models. We see it as, why not have something that's fine tuned just for you? Why not have an
Yeah.
AI that understands and can create content that works for you? So I agree with you. AI at this point, a year after its launch massively, is very generic and doesn't have that authentic voice. But Levy AI is actively working and pursuing a way that could be personalized for each and every individual.
You said it's coming.
It's coming. It's coming.
It's coming. All right. So you have different platforms, same industry, basically again, just doing the same thing, putting people into an accessible position to get into the industry. Um Ultimately, what do you want from this? Like what's your end goal? Is there an end goal, or does this continue developing as you keep going down the road?
Without sharing like too much IP, I'll talk a little bit about Levy AI and then go to project casting. Uh, in both instances, we want to help people make money, right? With Livy AI, we have plans on taking image to video. So you can take your script will then be text, the text can generate images, and then you can take that image to video. So imagine if you had an
Wow.
idea, you can take an idea, we'll write the script, we'll write the shots, we'll take that shots into images, and those images can be turned into video, which you can then post on YouTube to make money off the advertising revenue or however. So that's something that we see ourselves in the future. We're prepared to launch the image to video later this week, so probably maybe by the time this is published, it'll be live on Livy AI. But for
Nice.
project casting, my goal probably until the end of time is to help support people finding jobs and creating opportunities for themselves. We've done a lot more activity in sponsoring film festivals, student film festivals, and minority film festivals to get people's voices heard. Uh, I think in the future there'll be more diverse content, there'll be more content, and we just want to be the home and place that you can find, hire, recruit, and then ultimately retain and sell your projects all in one marketplace.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, I think what you're no, I think I know what you're doing is really, really dope. The fact that you're hitting like 500,000 people in the process of doing what you're doing is a huge deal. Um, when you got that, this will be my last question. When you saw the magnitude of what you were doing and the impact that it was having, being successful, how did that feel for you?
That's a good question. Um, Now it's probably not as impactful, but I'll think back when I was unemployed and I couldn't find a job, and Tyler Perry giving me that opportunity really helped me out. Uh, I remember when I launched Project Casting as a website. The first day, I think I got like 3 hits. The second day, it turned to 10. By the next week, I had 5,000. The week after that, I
Yeah.
had 20,000. Um, it was my birthday. I was at Six Flags over in Georgia, and I looked on my phone. I had 20,000 hits, and I couldn't believe it. I got to work on set the next day, and everyone was talking about, hey, have you heard of project casting? Have you heard of project casting? And I knew right then and there that like I was onto something. I knew that there was a benefit that I knew people wanted and needed. And hearing people saying, yeah, I got this job through project casting was the initial motivation to keep me motivated and keep me going even to today. Right. Maybe I'm a little jaded. I hear people all the time like, oh yeah, you run project casting. I have a profile on there too. That doesn't really connect with me as much as well because maybe I'm doing so many different things. But when I think about the early days and what it meant for me to help people when I couldn't even help myself, I think that was motivating and something I'll never forget, and I'll cherish the rest of my life.
Yeah, a lot of people are going to have opportunities because of an idea that you had that you decided to implement. So I think that's the great upside of again chasing an initiative and chasing a dream. Something that sounds crazy, you just say, just do it and see what happens, and this is the outcome. So congratulations on that.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.